My video today comes as a response to this TikTok video.
What are your thoughts on raising the age of enlistment to 25? Anyways, I started the petition. The link is in my bio.
Now, there is a lot to unpack there. And in the written article in the description below, or in the YouTube short over there, I address the first half of what she talks about, where if you're not old enough or mature enough, or you shouldn't be putting on a uniform and standing a post before age 25, then there is a litany of other things you shouldn't be doing before age 25. And that's not the focus of today. Today's piece is, I don't see there being more than 5 options for an 18-year-old who's just graduated high school. They have the ability to go into the military, go to college full-time, go to trade school full-time, get a full-time job, and then there's that miscellaneous other category. They go to do volunteer work, they do missionary work, they do Peace Corps, mom and dad let them live there for a while, they get a part-time job and kind of kick around and figure out, they find themselves. So let's take the two big ones in a head-to-head comparison. Let's talk about the military path versus the college path. The military is not for everyone. It is a calling. Some people will be successful at it. Some people will thrive there. A lot of people would hate it. But if we go apples to apples, head-to-head comparison, an 18-year-old from my hometown graduates and then immediately leaves for the United States Air Force. Considering we're aiming at this 25 long-term plan, because college is a long-term plan, the individual signs a 6-year contract, goes in, is an E3. They begin earning $32,796 a year from the very beginning. They will go to basic training, be housed and fed. They will go to technical training, be housed and fed. Then when they arrive at their first duty station, they will live in the dorm, they will eat in the DFAC, but the day will come where they get to move off base. They will get their BAH, their basic allowance for housing, and then their BAS, their basic allowance for sustenance. And that entire time, they have full medical coverage. As they complete technical training, go to their first base, they will be highly encouraged to earn their CCAF degree, their Community College of the Air Force degree, which is an associate's degree. If they have good leadership, if they have dedication, they will also be motivated to complete their bachelor's degree while on active duty using tuition assistance, CLEP tests, Dantes. By age 25, they will be earning about $62,716 a year in annual compensation. And if they've been disciplined from age 18 on and saved 20% of just their salary, not their allowances, they'll have over $51,000 in savings with zero debt. Compare that to the college bound, where we're going to assume our individual gets a job and holds a job while they're in college. They'll earn about $18,000 a year doing that. They will accumulate roughly $158,000 in school loans for the school that I've chosen. They will have a bachelor's degree 4 years later upon graduation, and they will have a job earning about $52,000 a year if they get a median job. And of course, these numbers could play. If they saved 20% of all their earnings while working in college and the first 3 years after college, they'll have about $46,000 in savings, but they'll have $158,000 in debt. Now, if I strip away a lot of the other stuff, this is just the big piece, the big walkaway. The military path, I haven't assigned any value to a lot of intangibles. How much is full medical coverage worth when it's at the level that the military provides its service member? What is that GI Bill worth if that service member finishes their bachelor's degree while on active duty, if they're married and they have children, they can transfer their post 9/11 GI Bill to a spouse or dependent children, and that's worth a lot of money. What's that VA home loan worth in being able to get a secured mortgage? And the big piece is, we've only factored this individual to age 25. This individual can choose to leave the military now, enter the workforce, maybe go to college and finish a bachelor's degree they don't have. Maybe they already have their bachelor's degree and they want to leave to have a reduction in pay. Maybe they don't like deployments. There's a lot of reasons they might want to do it, But there's a lot of tangibles that I don't think minimum age 25 girl factored in. Let's also bump this to talk about the college path. Working a full-time job while in college is a daunting task. I did it. Finding a job that pays well, is flexible to change your hours every semester, is flexible to give you time off when you have project backlog or you have to go to a seminar, that's difficult. And that was difficult 26 years ago for me. What about people today who are saying the job market is terrible and they can't even find a minimum wage job? Now, you will have a bachelor's degree upon graduation. That is the weight on the side of the scale. That is the goal. But look at the numbers on the bottom. Yes, you potentially could have $46,000 in savings, but why would you have saved against $158,000 in debt? You don't have guaranteed health care. Even if the job that's paying you $52,000 in compensation has health care, is it going to be on par with TRICARE? You don't have any sort of guaranteed mortgage. So I think it is incredibly short-sighted that we make a video and we put it on TikTok and we start a petition to raise the minimum military age to 25. You can have an 18-year-old join the military, serve for 20 years, and be retired at 38. Why are we starting a petition to try to take that away from anybody? If you don't want to serve in the military, she's a woman. She will never, ever have to serve in the military unless we modify the draft and we get into a war that exceeds our military's ability to handle. We haven't drafted anybody since 1973. Men, yeah, they still have to sign up for the draft. But again, nobody's been drafted since 1973. I would like a lot of feedback from people. Whatever you want to throw out this. The military sucks. The military's great. I like the way this sucks. College is a scam. We shouldn't be allowing 18-year-old kids to sign away their life into college debt. I'd love to hear all your opinions. If you want some more background stuff, like I said, there is a text article in the description below. And if you want to see all the other things that you shouldn't be doing before age 25, that was up there. See you guys next time.